G'day crew, Slate here. If you're listening on the commute or lacing up for a session at the gym, settle in. Today's chat is for anyone standing at the edge of something new, looking out at a big ocean of possibility and thinking, where do I even start?
And I'm jury. Mate, that ocean feeling? Been there. First week out of uniform, I stared at a laptop like it was an enemy submarine. Today we're talking new beginnings that don't drown you. We're talking certificate with 3CIR, the unsung hero of qualifications.
3CIR, if you're new to us, was founded by Veterans for Veterans, Emergency Services, and anyone ready to level up. We're guided by 5 tenets we lived by in service: courage, commitment, camaraderie, integrity, and respect. Those aren't corporate posters for us. They're how we operate, how we teach, and how we show up for you.
Exactly. Because transitions are real. The unknown is real. But so is the next step. And look, if you're hearing Certificate II and thinking, is that too basic? Hold up. That's like dismissing your first day on the range. You can't hit targets you haven't sighted in.
Right. Certificate II is the gateway. It's the start line that actually gets you moving. The cool bit is it's accessible, it's manageable, and it's built for people who've got life going on. You can be starting out, changing lanes, or testing a new industry without committing to a full marathon on day one.
We'll break this down. Why Certificate 2 matters, why 3CIR's version is different, how RPL, recognition of prior learning, can shave serious time off, and what this looks like in the real world. Plus, we'll sneak in a couple of stories that'll make your inner sergeant nod along.
And later, we'll give you a few practical ways to pick the right Cert II for your goals, and a teaser on where you can take it next. Spoiler, think Cert III, Cert IV, maybe even a diploma, plus employment doors opening. But first, let's clear the air.
The unsung hero thing. People sometimes whisper, isn't a Cert II just an entry thing? It is. And that's exactly why it works. It's built to get you moving fast with skills that employers actually care about. No fluff.
Picture this. You're standing on the shoreline looking across that ocean. Cert II is your first reliable craft. You're not strapping into a battleship on day one, you're getting a sturdy boat and learning to navigate. And the waters aren't random. With 3CIR, they're mapped to where the jobs are headed.
Because the courses are industry relevant. That's one of the big reasons to choose 3CIR. We design Cert IIs with current trends and future job markets in mind. If it's not useful in the field, it doesn't make the cut. We want you job ready, not just course complete.
Plus, the educators. We've got folks who've lived it. Trainers with real-world time underload, not just textbook time. That's huge. When someone can say, here's how I did this in a hospital ward, or on a construction site, or in a government office, learning suddenly clicks.
You know when an instructor tells a story and you go, okay, now it makes sense? That. And flexibility. Life doesn't ask for permission before it throws curveballs. So our Cert II is built to move with you. Night shifts, kids sport on Saturdays, maybe you're between jobs and want to push. Study where you are, at your pace.
I like to say education should fit your life, not the other way around. And here's where 3CIR really stands out. RPL, recognition of prior learning, turns your existing skills and experience into credit. You've built a skill set through work, service, volunteering. Why reprove what you already know?
Hang on, this is important. If you've led teams, handled logistics, enforced safety procedures, responded to emergencies, those aren't just good stories. That's competence. With RPL, we assess evidence and map it to units, so you can fast-track the Cert II and spend time only on the gaps. We'll dive deeper on that in a minute.
Let's talk outcomes. Certificate Sécuritaire at 3CIR is more than paper. It's a doorway. Building a strong foundation is the first piece. The courses give you essential knowledge and skills: communication, basic industry practice, safety, digital skills where needed, teamwork. And those basics aren't basic when you need them on day one in a new job.
Employers notice a Cert II tells them you've got the essentials and you're trainable. You can be trusted with tools, with procedures, with people. It's proof of momentum. And from there, you can go up. Cert III, Cert IV, maybe management later, but Cert II is the on-ramp that gets you up to speed.
And it's not just professional. You build personal strengths, time management, self-discipline, planning, reflective practice. These carry over into every part of life. I've seen people grow as parents, as mates, as community leaders because study rebuilt their confidence.
Let's ground this with a couple examples. We had a former ADF storeman, sharp operator, who wanted to pivot into procurement in the private sector. He started with a Cert II aligned to business operations. Through RPL, we captured his inventory control, chain of custody, and systems familiarity. He knocked over half the units fast, then studied the ones that were new, vendor relations, basic purchasing frameworks. 6 months later, he was in a warehouse supervisor role on a path to Cert III and better pay.
Or the paramedic who wanted to step into WHS. She'd lived safety under pressure, right? RPL mapped incident reporting, risk assessment, communications under stress. Cert II gave her the formal foundation and language, what the acts and regs call things, so she could speak safety on site with credibility. That foundation let her springboard to a Cert IV in work health and safety. That's a whole new career lane.
This is why we say Cert II opens doors to new beginnings. If you're changing lanes, it's the smoother ramp. If you're starting fresh, it's the friendliest first step. If you're testing an industry, it's low risk, high clarity.
And because we're veterans, we're big on the plan. Here's a simple planning frame if you're considering a Cert II. Step 1. Pick a direction that matches your strengths. Logistics, business admin, customer service, security, WHS, government services, whatever aligns with where you want to land in 12 months. Step 2. Check job ads. What do they ask for? Cert II can tick the baseline box.
Step 3. Call us. Seriously, talk to a 3CIR advisor and ask, what can RPL shave off for me? What units fit my experience? We'll spell it out. Step 4. Test your schedule. Can you dedicate, say, an hour a day or 3 evenings a week? With online study, you can carve out micro sessions, 20 minutes here, 30 there, and you're still moving.
While we're on RPL, let's open that loop properly. The pathway at 3CR is designed to be user-friendly. You don't need to be a paperwork ninja. We guide you step by step. You'll talk with our team, outline your experience, and we help you gather evidence. Work histories, references, training records, job descriptions, photos, logs.
Then a thorough evaluation. That's not code for red tape. It's to make sure you get full credit where it's due. We align your evidence to units and performance criteria. If you meet the requirements, you get the unit. If there's a gap, you study that bit. You're not stuck redoing what you've already mastered.
And there's customized support. From your first inquiry to the day that certificate lands in your inbox, someone's walking with you. People get surprised by that. They expect bureaucracy. What they get is a coach.
Quick myth busting. RPL isn't a shortcut around standards. It's recognition of real competence. If you've proven it in the field, there's no reason to make you repeat it in a classroom. But if something is new, we teach it. Fair and square.
Another myth. Cert II is for school leavers only. Nope. We see learners from 17 to 67. We've had veterans, emergency services, parents returning to work, career changers, first job seekers, and everyone in between. If you want the basics dialed in and a credential employers respect, you're in the right place.
Also, if English isn't your first language or you've been out of study for a while, breathe. The course materials are clear, your trainer is supportive, and we break things down. You'll build study stamina again. The first week feels wobbly for everyone. By the third week, you're in a rhythm.
Let's put some flesh on the bone with how Cert II helps you unlock employment. Employers across Australia recognise a 3CIR Certificate 32 as credible. They know our graduates have hands-on learning built into the program and, through RPL, real-world experience. That's day one value.
And if you're thinking about stepping up after, the ladder's ready. Many of our Cert II learners roll straight into Cert III. Some go into Cert IV in areas like leadership, WHS, or business administration. The early win of completing Cert II builds belief. That momentum matters.
I want to hit the mindset piece too. Those 5 tenets we mentioned, courage to start, commitment to keep going, camaraderie because you're not doing this alone, integrity in your work, and respect for your time and effort, those are muscles you already have. Cert II is a gym session for them.
Let's get practical. Picking the right Cert II. Ask yourself, what do I enjoy solving? People problems, process problems, safety, numbers, tech. Where do you want to work? Indoors, outdoors, corporate, community? What energizes you? If you're not sure, jump on the 3CIR site and watch a couple of short videos. We've got content on leadership, HR, WHS, security, business, marketing, government, project management, quick hits to help you feel which lane clicks.
And don't just chase the highest pay headline. Chase the environment you can see yourself in next year. When you like the work, you do the work. And the pay follows because capability goes up.
Study tactics, keep it simple. Block out time like you would a training session, 30-45 minutes. Phone on flight mode, 1 unit at a time. Use checklists, celebrate small wins. And if life throws you a curveball mid-course, tell your trainer. Flexibility is built in. We'd rather adjust your plan than see you push through burnout.
Speaking of adjustments, let's talk case study of a listener who wrote in. Call him Shane. Former Army plant operator, years of practical hands-on, wanted to move into civil construction admin. He started with a Cert II in business admin aligned content through RPL. We credited his safety, documentation control on the job, team communication. He studied the new stuff like digital filing systems, basic procurement lingo, and customer service. 4 months later, he's in a side office, not just on the tools with a pay bump and a chair. He swears is more comfortable than the driver seat him.
And we had Maria from State Emergency Service, 10 years volunteering, plus some community support roles. She came in thinking her volunteer hours didn't count. That's a common misconception. Volunteering counts big time. RPL mapped her incident coordination, communication under pressure, WHS basics, and admin. She used Cert II as a springboard into government services. That's impact.
For the parents listening who've been out of the workforce, I see you. Cert II is a gentle way to rebuild the habit of learning. You'll meet supportive educators, not gatekeepers, and because it's online and flexible, you study between school runs or after bedtime. You're building a future in the margins of the day. That's discipline.
I want to say something about dignity. We talk about jobs and qualifications, but at the core, Cert II gives you your footing back. You're not waiting for someone to hand you a chance, you're building your own. That sense of control, it's priceless.
All right, let's circle back to RPL with a clearer picture of the process. You inquire. We have a chat where you've been, what you've done, where you want to go. We'll outline what evidence fits which units. You gather the proof, could be service records, statements of duty, training certs, pay slips, performance reviews, logbooks, even photos of you operating equipment or leading toolbox talks. We assist with templates if you need a manager's or colleague's statement.
Then an assessor reviews it all, lines it up against the certificate requirements, and we map credits. You get a plan. Units granted by RPL, units you'll study, and a realistic timeline. That's the fast forward part. Maybe your 12-month plan becomes a 4-month plan because your real life counts.
And throughout, we check in, not just email blasts, actual human contact. You'll know who to call when you hit a snag. If you've dealt with systems that left you on hold for 45 minutes, that level of support is going to feel like a luxury.
Now, let's talk industry relevance again because it matters in 2025. Markets shift, tech evolves, we refresh content so you're not learning yesterday's methods. If you're in business admin, you're going to touch modern workplace tools. If you're stepping toward WHS, you'll learn current regulatory frameworks. If you're looking at security, you'll understand today's risk environment.
And for those thinking, do I really need a Cert II to get hired? Sometimes you can muscle your way in, but the certificate smooths the conversation. It shows initiative, it shows you've got the fundamentals and you respect the profession enough to get the basics right. Employers feel safer investing in you.
Also, once you've got one credential, the next is easier. Your brain already knows how to learn again. That momentum is fuel. We see learners stack wins, Cert II, then 3, then IV. Before they realize it, they've got a resume that reads like a roadmap rather than a random collection of jobs.
We should mention the community piece too. At 3CIR, you're not a student number, you're part of a tribe. Veterans, fireys, ambos, police, civilians, all learning alongside each other. You swap stories, lift each other up, share tips. That camaraderie from service shows up in study. It's real.
And if you like having resources, we've got plenty. Short videos across leadership, HR, WHS, security, business, marketing, government, project management. You can binge those like a mini boot camp, blog posts, guides, and people you can speak to who understand the transition. Use them. They're there for you.
Let's touch on a couple of fears we hear. What if I fail? You won't be left to fail quietly. If you struggle on a unit, we intervene with support. Feedback, extra resources, a different approach. Remember, we craft careers, not just courses. Your success is the metric.
What if my life's a bit chaotic? Then flexibility is your best friend. Plan sprints. Do a unit in a burst when your calendar's clear, then maintain with small sessions when it's not. Don't let perfect be the enemy of done. Consistency beats intensity, but intensity in short bursts can kickstart consistency. You know what I mean?
If you're feeling the spark but still hesitating, here's a small step you can take today. Jump on the site and explore the Certificate de Cert II options. Read a couple of unit outlines. Watch one of those short videos that match your interest, and book a conversation with an advisor. Zero pressure. Clarify your next step.
And if you've got service under your belt or years on the job in any field, ask straight up, what can RPL do for me? We'll be honest. If it can move you faster, we'll say how. If you need more learning, we'll say where. Integrity is non-negotiable for us.
Let's put it all together. Certificate 2 with 3CIR is the springboard to career and personal advancement. It builds a strong foundation, unlocks employment, starts your journey toward higher qualifications, and grows your personal capability. It's industry relevant and flexible, delivered by experienced educators and supercharged by RPL that respects the skills you already own.
It's also a chance to redefine who you are, not just ex this or former that. You're a learner again, a builder of your next chapter. That's powerful. And it starts with a small, courageous yes.
Final practical tips if you're starting this week. Set a start date. Tell one person who will hold you accountable. Write down why you're doing this on a sticky note and put it where you see it. Open your student portal the day you enroll and click through the first module. Don't wait for perfect conditions. Start in the mess.
And celebrate milestones. First unit done, that's a win. First RPL credit approved, win. First job interview where you talk about your Cert II, big win. Momentum loves recognition.
We'll wrap with a few quickfire is this for me checks. If you want to change industries without blowing up your life, yes. If you want to turn real experience into recognized credit, yes. If you're returning to work and need a confidence rebuild, yes. If you're brand new and want a safe start line, yes.
If you're a veteran, emergency services pro, or a civilian ready for a new lane, our doors are open. 3CIR is about courage, commitment, camaraderie, integrity, and respect. That's the culture you'll be learning in. That's the team behind you.
You can begin today. Visit 3CIR online, explore Certificate 2 courses, check out the RPL pathway, and connect with our team. Dive into the videos to get a feel for different sectors: leadership, HR, WHS, security, business, marketing, government, project management. Pick your direction and take that first stroke.
And if you're thinking, this sounds good, but I need a sign, here it is. Your future self is going to thank you for starting. Every big move starts with a small step. Cert II is that step.
Next episode, we shift gears and go deeper on what comes after. We're doing a fast-moving look at business management courses, leadership skills you can deploy immediately, and business administration pathways that help you advance in your career. Think practical tactics, not theory for the sake of it.
We'll talk how to turn a Cert II foundation into a management trajectory, where the real opportunities are in 2025, and how to lead without a title while the ink's still drying on your qualification. Bring a notebook or at least a good memory.
All right, team, take the step. We'll be here when you land in the portal.
And we'll be here next time with the playbook for leveling up. Catch you soon.